Welcome to the Currency Investor, guys. So what we want to do is we want to start getting, putting this really together. I see a couple people in the group have been having issues in regards to understanding what it is that you guys are seeing. So I'm going to help you guys out. You want to go ahead and put you guys in a position to understand what it is you guys are looking at. You're correlating between uh, these charts. Just increase the volume. So if you can hear me clearly, let me know. So, you guys are hearing me loud and clear. Let me see if I can put a headset on. Okay. All right, I'm about to switch to input. Can you guys hear me clearly? Too loud? Too low? Let me know. All right, so I'm assuming this is good right here. Just making sure the volume is straight for you guys. Okay, so let's get into it. We have the USD JPY here now. We called something in the group maybe like 2 days ago. So the one thing we know we can go look at uh, anyone see the obvious, the blatant obvious that we can see, like when you're looking at this chart, like I said, this chart is showing about a week and a half of data right now based on where it's zoomed in at. What's one thing, if I remove these fibs, right? Let me hide that. So if I'm looking at this, what am I seeing? What stands out to you guys? Where should you be looking? To the left. What are we looking at on the left? What are we seeing on the left? All right, so as we're looking to the left, we're seeing this um, so-called indecision. So let me show you guys what the first thing I'm looking at. Even though we're going to go back and forth between these charts, first thing I look at, right, is right here. That's the first thing, because I mean, at the end of the day, if we selling, we need to figure out where the selling point was coming from. That's the first thing we're looking at. We know this is the first indication that gives us an idea of where the market cycle was at. Because remember, the objective is to tell a future, right? To try to predict the future. So, in order for you to be a good detective and figure out, solve the murder, solve the mystery, well, you need some damn context clues. So, first thing we see is a damn M. We know that anytime we see M or areas where prices are bouncing in the same range, we know that when we see that and then we see price drop, breaking a support level, we know that could more than likely, it can be a supply level, right? Because you got to think, if this is the M, this is what letting you know where the orders are going to come from in this price range. When it sends it down to like the demand zone or the demand level, this is why you have like especially with these. This is why you just get the bounce and the retrace back to the opposite direction. Orders come back to be fulfilled, goes back down, and then of course the value of it starts to drop even more and more and more. So, with that being said, if I understand where I am in the market, half the battle is won. So, if I'm looking at a chart, right, first thing pops up. If I got like 6 charts up or something like that, I see something. I see anything with an M. I'm looking. My eyes, I'm looking for patterns. Oh yes, this is looking like it's primed to sell. NZUSD. But we're gonna go look at that some more. We're gonna get into that, so don't even worry about it. So once I make the decision to say, okay, I'm gonna go to work on this chart, this is what I'm looking at. Jason, you got in the NZD trade? The NZD trade. I have issues. But good. How's that trade looking for you right now? Yeah. All right, so we have our M. Let's go ahead and look at our chart. So after we found out what we're looking at, we find our M. Actually, before we go mess with other charts, we go back here. So if I'm gonna add the Fibonacci, add it to this. Boom. So now I'm good. All right. So now I have my main chart set up. I know where price is going. I know where it's potentially holding. Because we know if we follow the steps, guys, what's step one? Somebody give me step one, please. I'm giving you the steps, Frank. Don't worry. I'll get there. So, pointing out the long candle. So, I think apparently step one would be this big ass line right here. So, this took place on August 16th. So, that took place on August 16th. Let's find it here on the charts. And we're looking for USD JPY. So what I'm doing is I'm now looking at the flex grid to figure out some other pertinent information. Mark, all you got to do is watch the replay over. Don't worry about where the drawing took place. You'll see it again. Okay, so what was the date you said we was looking at? August 16th. So let's go back. Well, 15th. Okay, so what day was the 15th? I think that was a Monday. Was it a Monday? Yeah. So all of this took place on the 16th. So okay, so when the sale actually started happening, right here. So this was when the sale started happening. So you see, like right here, guys, you see like this level, why this would be a support level broken. I'm gonna show you guys something, point something out, and you're gonna get it. Now, does anyone see like where we can match this up? We'll match this up at. The objective is to look to the left. So we see that this point right here was a definite level of support. Price traces back up into this area. So happens, and this is how we had this over here. Now, if we go back, like I said, we start from the 15th. This is from the 15th here, and then 16th. So we're gonna go Monday. So this is the 15th right here. So guys, you see how we have our M pattern right here? We have our broken level of support right here. Broken level of support. We got the drop, the retrace back up. Hold on. You got to think. This is the area where we had a lot of demand at. Demand is now supply. Go to add drawing, rectangle. So if we understand, like I say, the principle, we say if we know where if we're looking at it in the manner in which we're supposed to be looking at it, we see an M. I mean, we know what that M means. We know what that means. So if we know what that means, we understand that we are in a certain cycle, a certain part of the cycle. Let's see. Pull this up. Now going back to market cycle, it says whenever we see M, a drop, we retrace back in, back to where the drop occurred, then we're placing a sell. That's what the cycle tells us. Does everybody understand that? So, this is what the cycle tells us. We see an M, we know exactly where we are in this trade. This M is letting us know that during this fall in price, they agreed upon the price and say, okay, you want to sell here. This price you want to sell at. Put the order through, sent it down, looking for the willing buyers who willing to buy it. It's going to keep falling. Oh, we got buyers here? Okay. We now have buyers here. Right. The time candles are just used for understanding how long it took to get to a certain level. So, how long did it take for all this to take place? How fast did it get there? So it's speed and velocity. We're mixing that in. We're having that understanding of when price drops. How long did it take to drop, and how fast did it happen? So this section right here is right here. Actually, this right here. So once the fall started happening, Once all the sell orders started coming in from this one right here, this is the 15th. This is the 15th right here. So a lot of guys who would be kind of confused as to what to do, well, just look where you would be at. Look at exactly where you would be. Look right here. You gotta look. You gotta see how this is a demand level. This area was a demand level. Look at how price leaves the area. Look how fast price moves up. To a degree, Daisha. So we have this. Think about it. If this is just demand, this is just a demand level, and price goes above it and then goes against it, goes against price, right? If this is demand, and now price is now over this long candle is telling you the buyers were overwhelmed by sellers, and we see that there was a lot of sales coming in previously. And you see how even back at this level, right? Look right here. This is a demand level. Look how strong the move from this area was with these couple of candles. So now we have price overwhelming not only here, but we did it at another point here. So if we understand when price does this one thing, and then you have demand taking place and now being overwhelmed by supply, then we want to say that that demand zone that was previously there, well, you have to flip it because now it's going to be a supply zone because it's now been overwhelmed. Everyone's going to be getting out of their position. So just how like when the support levels, which is the floor, when it breaks, we go through the floor and we look up. Only thing that's above us is the ceiling. So that's letting us know when support is broken. After it's broken and it finds a new support, well, wherever it finds new support at, whatever is above it is now the resistance or the new ceiling. Jose, the pick shouldn't even matter because we're focused on this area right here. This is where you should be focused on. Support level here. See how this is all same support level. Everything was overwhelmed. You get new support here. Resistance is up here. Price retraces back. Now, if we're doing this the right way, last known level of support, which is right here, we're putting this on the candles. Now, the reason I'm putting this here because we're looking for the lowest body of candles. So this right here would be the lowest body that that we will put the Fibonacci tool at. Now, guys, you see how we had price hold above 38.2? But we see that when price goes above it, we're waiting for the exchange to happen. Once we get support, we wait for the exchange to happen, get the pullback, 38.2, and then price continues its way back up until it finds the supply zone. Now, in this case, a lot of you guys will be like, okay, well, how do we know what went on sale? Because you know to look to the left, right? In this case, we don't have anything that went on sale. So because we didn't have anything that went on sale as to what we were looking at previously, then what we have to have now is this mentality of going back direct. We're going back and forth between demand and supply, and then sales in between. Like, is this the midway point? You're going to have the exchange happen in between this area, and then everything goes back up to wherever supply will be at. Where does Josh ask, what does that coincide with the current price? You mean, does it coincide with the current price? Like, is this chart the actual price right now? Oh, okay. Guys, like I said, it ain't that hard to really map this out. If you don't have anything that has gone on sale to the left, you look to the left, nothing has gone on sale, then you look up. You look up, see if you can find an M. You look to the side, so we already know how to find things that go on sale, right? We know that, right? So we know how to find things that have gone on sale. If nothing has gone on sale, then what we would do is look for this directly above to the supply, to where the long candle may have originated from. Right, Christian. So if you don't have anything on sale, like you normally would, where you just have a long candle drop and then you look to the left, you can see the levels where the consolidation built at. You don't have that, then you look straight up from the long candles, or where the distance, the drop happened. You look for that, and then you chart from there. You look for broken M's, like broken levels of support. So long candles that break broken levels of support will become the resistance, will also become an entry for a sell. Jeffrey, I'm going to show more examples. All right, so to have the same exact fib tool as me, that's what you got to do. You got to go into the fib, right? You got to double click it. And then you got to customize it. All right? So this is my fib level. No one actually gets this stuff, so please believe You guys are the chosen ones. I will add that to the group right now. Give me 1 second. I'm just posting this in the group right now, guys. So 1 second. Everybody got this? Can I move forward? All right. So you guys kind of know like 3 different ways to get into trade. If you want to look at it like that, you have 3. So if this isn't showing, then look for this. If that's not showing, then look for this. So you guys have the options. We got options. You understand? There's different ways to get in on a sell. You gotta know what the sells look like. So if we can identify the sells, then we're good to go. Now, if we're looking at all of this stuff that's going on right here, then let's go back to the chart. So all this stuff now cleaned up, because if we're looking at this, we're saying ourselves, we got price now seeking a demand of buyers. Once we find a demand of buyers, what has to take place? Now, once price starts retreating to the sell point, what do we like to do? We like to hold at 38.2, right? Does everybody agree with that? We holding at 38.2. If price is holding at 38.2, then we know once it makes its way back up to supply, right? We know it makes its way back up to supply. We know that this is the area where they have said, okay, we are going to accept it at this amount. Now send it back up to supply and give us some more. So at this point now, because price, think about it. This is the area right here. Let's map this out. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, I got moving. Chrome, Harmony, and Chrome. Let me close out of this. One second, guys. Slowing up here. Alright, so at least that kind of pushed it back up. That was add. Oh, is it that hard just to do this? Yeah, I really fucking hate these things when these doing skip shit. All right, all right. So I guess I'm gonna have to just remove this one. All right. So anyway, going back to what I was saying, this area right here, this was a hold above 38.2, which is this yellow line. Price went above it, closed out, reopened above it. So price floated with going below it, but then it still closed out above 38.2. That's a good sign for us. Price keeps moving back to the same area of supply where that was at. Now, when that happens, if we were taking this candle, right? This closes out. Because mind you, we may not have seen this until after the fact. We first look at this, it's not really in the same vicinity of it, but we do have the retracement here. So we do see that this is now letting us know that the selling ensued. So the sell here, because now if we go back, we know what this red line means to us right here. Mind you, you probably would have never even seen this if you didn't have this up here, like these charts. You can at least get the drop on a situation before it even happens, like I was showing earlier, where someone else posted about Euro USD falling, and we already had that at like 5 to 6 hours ahead of time. So if we have our sell taking place here, right, the retracement back up, seeing that it's now supply, everything is rejected, boom. We have our new level of support. So our Fibonacci on there, get move above 38.2, we get a hold. Price now moves up to the supply zone because we don't have anything else going on sell to the left. So we're going straight from here, which is our supply, back down to where our demand zone is. Now, this is normally where you see the exchange happen. Look here, and now look at this point here. When price is sent back down, you got to keep in mind, once price comes from here demand orders. Once these orders of demand are sucked up, they're sent back down to that level to find out if there's some more people willing to buy it. So way down, right? They're going to sell it here, retail, boom. So we're going from, and you see, like at this point, as prices dropping, you see where prices it held below the 61.8. So 61.8 in reference to the 38.2. We have supply dropping, or price dropping from supply, and we needed to hold below a certain level. We need to hold below the 61.8 to show that it's going to continue falling. We see price opened and closed above the 61.8, and then we got another sell again. Price closed below it again, and then it just continues to close below the 61.8, and then sending it down back to the point of origin. So now at this point, let's say to ourselves, if this was the point where price was buying, because you gotta think, right? Who has the upper hand when it first starts? When you start selling, you're looking for buyers, right? So if you're looking for buyers, they gonna get it at the price that they want to get it at, right? This is the price that they want to get it at. So the buyers are coming from here. It started from here, and now where they accepting it? Here, right? This is where they're saying, okay, nah, you got to chill for a second. Give me a second. Let me get this out the way. So you got now these people that rolled it all the way up to here. Now they're selling. And then you got they're selling to the next exchange of people who are now saying, okay, it's good. We're going to take it up to the next level, which is the supply zone. Thank you. Yes, you're right, Christian. So now we get the sell coming in and tracing back down. Now look how, because you got to keep in mind, if you coming from a sell, you got the upper hand now. Because now you already know what they want. You know how to price it up a little bit below or a little bit above, in this case, what you know I'm doing, because you got your mind. If you ran out, then you basically setting the price. So to keep them coming, you selling it, you're going to drop it to a point where they're going to respond at. Once you get the response, you keep going down to the point of origin, which is your levels of demand, the original levels, and boom, you're out to trade. So then once that takes place, you already know exactly where you're going, because if you're looking here, this would be the obvious point for where the price should be retracing back to. So now we have price going back up. Once it goes back up, it meets where? It meets at the 61.8, but we see that it's also an area where we had willing buyers. Those buyers are now, they're out. If those orders are now consumed, those have to get sold off. Once they're sold off, what happens? Price get a little pullback, and then price moves back to the original point of origin, which is 100%. Price now does the same thing, sends it back down. Like, do you guys see this happen? Are you guys getting this? Are you understanding this aspect. So if we are going back to where we were at, then let's think about this for a second. We have price coming all the way back up here to now be sold right back down, right? Now, why didn't price go back to the point of origin? Well, it looks to me like price is holding, demand is building. So if the demand is building, we're no longer at this level. We're here at this point. Price has now created a higher low. So now we know the demand is definitely building. At one point, this is at 0%. Then from 0% to, let's say, 4%. Then on the way back, we have over 20% markup. Price holds above the 38.2 and then continues on back to the level where we got the reaction here. Let's take a look. All right, so yeah, we got our reaction here. So now this is where our new level support is. You guys see where this is at right here? This is our level of support. So if it touches this, we could see price shoot right back up. You might get a little drawdown maybe to this level right here. If we don't get a drawdown to this level, we should definitely see the green candle react off of this, because look at this reaction here. You're basically getting a W that was being made. Let's go to our flex spread. See, demand is building. Even look right here. We get a long green candle. That's letting us know right there that we have some type of reaction to demand. Demand is having some reaction. So are you guys seeing this? Is it making sense? Because we're about to go on to the next one. And like I said, by the way, this looks like level of demand where it's a teacup. So if we don't get the reaction here, we'll definitely get a reaction down here, because it definitely happened here. Just these candles in itself is enough information to say that, because you got to think, right? If demand or supply pushed this all the way down here, and now supply isn't pushing it down there no more, this is where it's stopping. You're getting all the supply. Before, supply was pushing it all the way down here. Now it's at the 50% point. That's pretty telling information. That gives us room, an opportunity to say to ourselves, we can take a buy if we were doing that. But in our case, we're only looking for sales. So, that being said, this is a potential situation where someone can get trapped in thinking and not remembering the process. Guys, even like I say, just look here. You see where the parent level of the like this level of demand, we see the growth here. So if we going back to this, so look, price comes from demand, get a flag, goes up to supply. There it goes, comes from demand, pullback, supply, goes down, drop, pullback, which is right here. Drop back down to, so when we look at Jeffrey Murphy's question, well, Jeffrey, the way to prevent that is what I'm showing you guys right now, which is to know where you are in the cycle, because you understand where you are in the cycle. Price has to continue to complete the order, so it's going to keep traveling in the direction it's going to travel in until it hits equal and opposite force. So once it hits that, like I said, if it's coming, you know price just came from supply. Then you should already know what takes place, because you got to keep in mind, think about it, right? Now, in all essence, we're saying double wicks. When you see wicks in the same area, sell. Now let's think about this. If you know that price is now coming from demand after it has already been to a previous level before, it's been to this level before, right? So if price is coming back down to demand, right, to meet that area, because you got to keep in mind, this is where price has now been agreed upon. Now you get price moving back up. This is how you're seeing the cycle. You're seeing the cycle happen in between. So when it comes back down here, even though you don't see the W's the way you would want to see it, but if you look at the price, 99.78, 99.78. So let's go to 99.78. So 9978, this is where you have your level of demand at. So you already know, based on that, we go back to our chart. Like I said, this is the cycle. Once you have an agreed upon price drops from the M, finds new support. Once it finds that new support, and that support now starts moving and rallying back to that supply zone, you're going to have an exchange happen, right? To pass off the people who sold it down here, or who bought it down here and sold it here, to people who wanted to buy at this level and then continue to move it back up to the supply zone. Once that happens the first time, everything is match point is set. Now everything is going to happen. Now the ebb and flow takes place because the demand has been found, and it's going to send it back from supply. This is the supply area back down to demand. We see that demand has now increased a little bit, at least 4% demand increase, for at least 4 to 7% demand increase, and then price moves back up. It holds above the 38.2, retraces, right? You see how now the retracement is a little bit higher. Before it was directly on the 38.2. Now it's above the 38.2. So let's say to ourselves for a second, if something has been, like if we agreed to at this point right here, if this everything was agreed upon at this point right here, and it carried its way all the way back up to supply, well, when it comes back down and they don't want to do it again, well, if something's sold for the first time, you had to run back to supply to go re-up. Well, chances are you might sell it. If you go back to demand and the demand is still there, you may sell it for a higher price, right or wrong. We understand this because we see right here it held on a 38.2 on its first revisit back to supply. On its second, when it came back down to demand the second time, so this is when it first found support. The second time it came down to support, it was demand. So now I'm going to start retracing back up, going back up to that supply zone the second time. The price is going to be a little higher. So this is why you have the retracement happening above the 38.2 in the 50% area, the cat zone. So this is that those two blue dotted lines are cat zone. So this is letting us know that price, everything has now been accepted and it's moving back in the direction that it's supposed to be moving back into. So now price is now going back up to supply, right? Now it's coming right on back down. Where is it coming back down to? It's coming back down to around that area where it was sold at, right? But now we see that the demand is so great that we're here. We're a little bit higher now. We see that price comes back up. Supply is still trying to come in, but now everything is being shifted. So now we see everything is now going to start flowing in a direction after we have the retrace back to whatever known level of support. I'm thinking maybe a drawdown of potentially how many pips are these? 14. So about 14 pips. So we had 38.2. The 50% is 123, 100.23, so $100.23. That's about 14 pips. That's where I'm looking to see a possible move back to that level to move back up to the supply. Now, I was about to get into divergence. So now we've concluded that we said to ourselves that based on the information that we just looked at, right, we've seen where the ebb and flow was taking place, right? This is now we throw the divergence on it because we've already come to a supporting conclusion that based on where we are at in the market, we see that the demand has been built and we see where the supply is reacting at. Demand has been taken over, goes back to supply, back to demand. So now we're going back and forth between the two. So now that we have that taking place, let's see if we can go in and look at some divergence. So we go in with the divergent. We go to studies, edit studies. We go MACD. After we go MACD, we go into our MACD setting, 22, 55, and we can choose any number between 3 and 6. We go home, hit OK, hit apply, hit OK. Now we have our chart or our divergence set up. Now that's the thing about divergence. Use it on here. The next thing that you will want to do, you want to, let's go here. Let's look at divergence also on the regular chart. Yeah, the 5 definitely shows a little bit cleaner. So what I'm waiting for right here, if we look to the right, it's a chart that has a number in it. It says time, price, and size. The time, price, and size, if we are understanding, when we're looking at, these are the orders that are going to come through, but this is just through the Thinkorswim brokerage. Now, what we would like to see, we would like to see orders coming in, right? So you'll see orders falling in. They'll look like this numbers, just like how the matrix is falling cold. You're just going to see falling orders. When you start seeing a flood of orders coming through, and there are a bunch of sell orders, you can pretty much bet your bottom dollar that them sell orders is there for a reason. So when we're looking at this, When our flex grid starts going off, we see all this stuff happening. Well, I think you guys kind of pretty much figure out what it means. I'm going to give you guys, let me give updated version. Everybody take that link. Everybody have that link. Now you can upload your chart to have the most updated version of this chart. I've been needing to add this to the Flex Grid for a minute. I always forget. Let me see if this speeds it up. I'll change it to. Okay. All right. So the reason I like to have one asking price, like uh, I like to see where the asking price, like how much they're asking for you to buy it, for you to purchase. You want to buy it, you have to purchase it at that amount. If you was going in for a buy, you'll purchase it there. But I like to see what that is versus the actual market. Because if you see if the asking price is down differently below the actual market price, um, that will cause concern. If they go from asking saying, okay, well you got to buy this at this price, to now they selling it, or the asking price is below what the market price is. I think that's pretty, like, that's some great information to know. So, with that being said, are you guys understanding it? You getting it? Is it connecting? Some of the dots connecting right now. All right, so do you guys now understand that you have to understand exactly where you are in the market before you can just be taking sales on every wick? Remember, you still got to know the process, the first couple steps. If you understand those first couple steps, you wouldn't make mistakes when you're looking at the range chart. Somebody give me another currency pair. Let's look at another one. Okay, so let's go. Geez, what should that? I got three for GDP, JPY. Y'all love them yen joints. Okay, so we're looking at the pound yen. Okay, so let's take a look at it in here. So you also got an M here. If we trace back up into it, so let's say same levels of this that's broken. So let's go to like spread GBP JPY. What we got going on? We got some selling taking place. The asking prices below our bid, well, below our market price. Asking prices below our market price. We see that price tells that it is falling, so it's down 15%. Let's look at what we are right here. Let's think. Get an M. There's an M pattern. right? This is the last, so this is our M pattern right here. Last known level of support was here, right? That's the last known level of support. If price gets to at least 76, we should see a sell happen at 76. Actually, where are we at? 70. Actually, like 77. So we would like to see price at least climb to 77. There we go. So, 15 pips, down 15%. Price hit this level of demand, had a reaction. It's looking to climb back up into this range. So anywhere between 32.77, 32.88 into that range. So 32.80. Let's look back on another chart. 32.80. What's that? 32.80. So 33.88 is there. So guys, do you see what we looked at, what we're looking at right now? Does everybody understand what we're looking at? Yes, they got to touch on support. Now think about this. What does Elliott Wave tell us? Does anybody know about Elliott Wave? Actually, uh, they say Elliott Wave says to there's like three price bursts. So price demands and price of the you'll see like three reactions. So the first time when it hits support, the new support reacts, comes back up in the opposite direction. That is the reaction. The first one. Pull back. Second one. And what's here? Right here. First reaction. Second reaction. Third one. Third move is usually the longest move. They say everything happened in threes. That's what happens with waves. Everything's happening in three. So Elliott wave will help you determine how prices move in between uh, supply and demand. That's what the Elliott wave is. What happens between supply and demand when price is traveling in between. So if you guys get a chance, look up Elliott wave. Um, that's something that you guys should definitely know something about. Understanding Elliott wave. So what I want to show you. Let me see if I can find something on Elliott wave. So I can throw this in there so you guys can. This might be a good one. There we go. It's the fifth point.
Well, hey there, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Forex Market Preview. My name is Jason Stapleton, and I want to thank you so very much for joining me. Today, it was going to be a little bit different. Sometimes we like to, most of the time, we go through the markets and we take a look at the charts and what's going to happen in the next week, and I kind of give you some trading ideas and show you what I'm looking at and walk through some thought process with you. Then other times we do some actual training, and that's what I'd like to do with you this week is talk to you a little bit about Elliott Wave. Elliott Wave can be one of the most confusing things that you'll try and do in your career, or it can be it's very simple to understand and simple to implement the concepts and ideas. And what I want to do today is really just walk through with you and talk to you simply about what it is, how it works, and how you can use it. Now, a lot of you guys who follow me and who have been with me for a long time and who are students of Elliott Wave see pieces of it scattered throughout the training that we do. And that's because if you're going to be a technician, if you're going to be involved in technical analysis as your primary means for navigating the market, you're going to have to understand a little bit about Elliott Wave and the concept behind it, because it's based on structure and the way markets move. And it can be an extremely valuable tool to have in your toolkit. With that said, I'm not an expert on it. I know enough to teach it to you, but there are other people in the industry who spend their life doing this, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. The other thing is, if you are a real student of this and you do this, as part of your trading, you may find this to be just a little bit elementary, and I apologize for that, but we're going to start with the basics here so that everybody kind of understands the concept. So let's jump here into the chart. And it doesn't matter what chart we have up, because I'm not going to use the chart today. I'm actually just going to come in here and use the blank part of the screen. Let me get rid of the RSI here. So now we've just kind of got a blank template. And the way this works, Elliott wave is based off of a simple principle, okay? Let's say the market's going down here. We do something like this, and then we get a rally, okay? The initial rally that comes. Now, I am doing this based off of the structure that I teach, which is basically a higher high, higher close, break above, close above. Those of you guys who are part of the Technical Trader Workshop know exactly what I'm talking about here. Break above, close above, that resistance area there gives us a new structure high and signifies for us a shift in trend direction. Now, if you are an Elliott wave guy, this is an indication of potentially being what they would call the one leg, okay? And as we watch this, so we would be looking at this saying, okay, this could be a potential one leg of the Elliott wave pattern. And this is the initial leg that happens off of this. From there, we get a retracement. And I'm going to talk about the psychology behind this in just a minute, but let's just walk through the actual legs. Then we get a retracement. Okay, if we're playing this off of our view of technical analysis and what we tend to look for here, we would be looking for previous structure of resistance, then equals support. So we'll be looking for something like this to happen where the market comes back down into that level and retests that previous structure high by coming back in and retesting it. So we're going to look for that retracement. In Elliott wave terms, we'd be looking at this as potentially being the two leg of the move. Okay, everybody follows? We've got a one leg and then the two leg, the retracement. Then we see the market shoot up like a rocket. Okay, and of course we would consider this the trend continuation of the move, and there's all kinds of different ways that you can use this to enter. The opportunities really become endless at that point, but we get this long upward move. Now in Elliott wave speak, this is the three leg. Okay. Then the market tends to do something like this, where we get a pullback and then we get a rally, and you get something like this. And again, very simply, we have the four leg, and the five leg. Okay, so the four is the retracement here, and then the five is the move up. Then what we see is we tend to see an ABCD move down, something like this. Okay, and I'm just drawing this in. So then this would be, again, if I'm just drawing this in, this would be A, B, C. Okay, and it would look something like this. This is the general
Right, guys. So I was looking for the piece. It was something I might have screenshotted it. I'm not. I don't remember. Let me. I'm looking for it. Just give me a second. Let me see if I might have put it in my phone. Hmm. Let's see. Give me a second, guys, because it was something that I saw that I took a screenshot of. Like, oh shit! Like, I could definitely give this to you guys. Wait, is it? All right, let me get. I'm about to post this in the group, guys. By the way, my daughter's still up riding shotgun with me. All right, so I'm posting this in the group right now. Everybody, take a look at the group real quick and see if you see it. It is some patterns that I happen to see. That I felt like you guys would benefit greatly from. So everybody, type one. Let me know that you got it. There we go. So now going back to where we were. Go back to our flex grid. Does everybody see this? So we do have definite trend. So now what I did was I basically created a trend line. I want those. I'm going to convert this as a channel. Oh my God! Why this is like the hardest shit ever. So guys, look right here. Look what the demand is at right here. This is the previous demand level, right? Think about this. This was last week. But think about this, right? What's the process? Long candle. Mind you, this was like not this like a week ago. So you would have ate off of this trade. Hope you guys see it. You guys understand what I'm pointing at? Look right here. M pattern here. Add drawing. This is why we got the reaction and it got us into the zone. Look at this long candle. This long candle right here. We looking here. When it reached back up into to the area, the point of origin, you guys see where the reaction happened? This long candle gave us the indication where a potential entry for the sell would have been at. So once price would have got back into the zone, that potential, where's that last known support level, right? And so this is our last known support level. So if this is our last known support level right here, right, before price broke, then if we entered on a sell at that area where price broke at, then when price came back up into this area, uh, let's think for a second. This these orders right here. So let's say, see this candle? Everybody see it? Jose, you got it? Now look, think about the price of this whole candle. Think about this. You got it at, let's say, so this is 12 tips. About 12 levels of orders in this, or let's say from here. So these orders from here to 22, supposed to open and to close. Open is 22, the close is 23. So you got them two orders there, right? This is the candle. This is the candle we was looking at. This candle was 132.22 was the open, 132.23 was the close. Go back. We go back to this area, right? If 123 was the close and the high was 128, good night. Okay. Okay, I will. Okay, anyway, like I was saying, guys, so this candle right here, all these orders. So all these orders going from here and up, you could take this whole candle. So let's say from 116 to 120, so 132.16 and 132.28. That's 12 different tips. That's 12 different orders, sell orders. All those sell orders come into play. This is why when price comes, look at this candle. When price retraces back up to that zone, it goes all the way up to the high, which is 132.26. So that last known level of support is very crucial because it also gives us the last known level of support that was broken by a long candle move or a very volatile drop in price. That support level becomes our resistance level. That becomes our resistance level. That also becomes our entry for a sell. So we're taking all the potential orders that we can have from that point, from that candle on up to so basically from the low to the high. And then as far as up as it goes, once it retraces back down, you're in so much profit at that point. I mean, your drawback is like 2 tips. So you'll be negative 2 tips on your highest one, your highest order. But I'm just saying that to say, okay, well, if that's happened, Now we see prices moving its way up, creating levels. Now, if we find the levels that are being created, we go to our grid. Where's it at? We'll change to that right there. So, I mean, I pretty much have a good idea where this could be heading. So, guys, you see how price, how I had it just now, how it looked. Now, if we move this up, so we can have the, let's move this. If we redraw that trend line, oh my God, oh no. Yeah, I swear to get on that. Really, fuck you. Take this one. Oh God. Ah, lucky, lucky, lucky. So if we go back to what we were looking at, this is the 25 minute. We got an indication that, guys, what did I say was going to happen? I said at 76, we was going to 132, 76, 77. That's what we should got. What we get a sell at, right? Okay. Okay. happening. Yeah, I'm telling you, this is looking like a huge sell coming in play. If we don't get a strong retracement back up, definitely a sell in play. We're just waiting for this. A little bit more movement. This reaction right here in itself is kind of huge, this signal, and it broke the resistance right here. You can also count this as resistance as well. Even 86 come right here. Okay, so what I'm looking at right now on my screen, I'm just looking at the DNA right here up at the top. I'm just looking at the market price. Now, I'm thinking to myself, if people know that this is a potential area where price is just selling at, right? Why would price be trading above that area? Why would price be trading above the market price? Why would the value increase? The value will probably increase if people know that there's a potential for a sell coming in. That's just me just thinking out loud. So let's see. Let's go back to this. This is open at 78. So the open is 78. Price is now below this. So should we see a sell? Can we see a sell? Can we see a sell? Oh, guys, questions. I know you guys probably have a couple. Oh, well, that's what on it. What's the MACD on this thing? Let's see. Uh, oh, okay. Get a curve up. That'd be great. That would be divergent. That would be hopefully more we have to go. Here. Price has now already come back to that. And now we gotta come back to these. Alright, so let's go to our regular chart. Guys, look, hold on. Let's hold off on that being a sell. You see this right here? Look, and the high, 132.53, 132.52. So we got that red line like right on it. So look, the price is now. And this is what price is having reaction to this level. I don't think they're going to be able to overwhelm this. If you look up here, and yeah, down here, you got all this demand building. Yeah. So, all right. So let's go back here. Yeah. Guys, you see this right here? Definitely found a bearish divergence. Yeah, it looks good. Hey guys, are you alive? Are you still with me? down my don't work down right back up. Hmm. Well, look, going back to this chart, I was showing you how we were getting, as demand is building, this seems to be an apparent point of, if we look here, right, look, see price start building from this point up. So if we look here, price went, had to find demand. Once it found demand, it went shot right above it. So the same area right here is where demand built over it. So let's say right here, these candles, if we come all the way back to right here, it's damn near equal to this candle that we were pointing at. So this right here, it's right here. Look at this candle, red one. But did I use for what? I don't have a moving average on this. Listen, man, it breaks below this level. So that go to the 25, we see its cell is already in place. Doesn't create a new structure, structured high, lower high. We're still getting the cell coming in at 132.76. If we get it engulfing, it is a wrap. So right now, guys, we are just looking at this. Take a fall. Go ahead and wake up a little bit.
The majority of people are not successful because they prepare to quit. They have a mental program that it's okay to prepare more for quitting than preparing to succeed. I'm gonna make my dreams a reality. Nobody gonna stop me but me. That's the only person that can. Understand, if you want to make your dreams a reality, you've got to understand that you can't quit. But this is our moment, gentlemen. This right here is our moment, guys. Y'all got to think about that just for a minute, man. This right here, this moment right here, this is our moment to where we make our greatest life a reality. Right here, right now. It all starts in our mind. You got to fall back on everything that you've learned, everything that you've prepared with, every practice that we've put in. You're prepared for this right now. It's just the greatness that you've never seen before. Some of your lives, you can't imagine that you could ever dream like this, and you still, somewhere deep down inside, are doubting yourself. But remember, gentlemen, that's the old you gonna fight. That old you is not ready to give up. That old you is ready to say, you are all that you are right now. Don't try nothing different. Just do what you've been doing. That's what it's gonna fight with. And guess what? It's not gonna come easy. I told y'all it's gonna be the greatest fight that you've ever had in your life. But you're prepared for it, gentlemen. I don't come in here having y'all practice for Pop Warner. I don't come in here ready to have you all practice and play against some high school team or some college team. I'm preparing you all week after week to face down Ray Lewis. That's right. The old you that you're gonna face, soon as you get out that gate, that's gonna try to knock your block off, that's gonna try to knock the wind out of you, is like Ray Lewis. One of the most menacing and the most devastating defensive players to ever play in the league. I'm preparing you to fight greatness. I'm not preparing you for nothing weak, gentlemen. That's why I come in here enthusiastic every week. And that's why I have you right until your hands hurt. And that's why I hold you accountable week after week after week. Because guess what? That old you is not going to take no for an answer. You got to knock his block off. You got to sit him dead on his behind. You got to run straight through him. That's what I prepare you for every week. You don't prepare for victory by practicing to go around Ray Lewis. You prepare for victory by practicing to go through Ray Lewis. Anybody that's new in here, I want you to understand one thing. Every week, I'm preparing you not to go around your challenges. I'm preparing you to go through them. In this moment, right here, right now, gentlemen, this is where you get in the face of greatness. And you sit up here and you tell yourself, nose to nose, that this moment, right here, right now, I will not lose. Not today, not next week, not next month, not next year. Guess what, baby? We getting victories over and over and over and over. We gonna make dynasties out of our life, baby. We not losing. This is our moment right here, right now. Goliath fell and lost his head because of a boy, a sling, and a smooth rock. He had know-how and he had the desire to win. Don't quit. Don't quit on yourself and don't quit on me. I'm telling you, I don't care what you're going through right now. Don't give up. I don't care how dark, how bad, how hopeless you feel your life is right now. Don't quit. Don't you quit. Don't you give up. I don't care if you've been writing people and you haven't had a correspondence back yet. Don't quit. I don't care if you've been calling people and you know, your mom, your dad, your girlfriend, now all of a sudden they don't accept your phone calls. Don't quit on yourself. When you get outside this gate, Guess what? And then people tell you no at that job interview, and you hear no again, and you hear no again, and you hear no again. Don't quit. Don't quit.
We ain't getting no job
I don't
interviews.
care what somebody may call you. They may call you drug addict, crackhead,
We ain't getting no
drug
job interviews.
alcoholic, thug, felon, criminal, inmate, no good, low down, worthless, drug dealer, mugger, menace to society, waste of taxpayer dollars. I don't care what people may call you. You make sure a person cannot call you a quitter.
Yo, we still up. We still up. Y'all still rock with me, man. Go ahead, let me know, man. I want to make sure we still up. You see, we still got to sell. Everything is still moving in the direction we said it would move in thus far. Everybody, what was the price that I said we could take in a sell at? I said like 132.76. If this is holding, if this is holding true to our market cycle, it should be taking a nice little dive. We got a hammer. Is it forming into a hammer yet? Yo, I had some Taco Bell today. It was great. Shouldn't have ate it, but felt great. Because of myself and do what the fuck I want to do today. I want to eat poor and eat poor. I'm poor eating half the time. Yeah, that Mountain Dew Baja Blast. But yeah. Let's go. Getting a lot of price reaction sales. Hey, y'all like I like the Doritos Los Tacos. That'd be right. I used to eat these things all the time. I had to stop. Taco Bell is becoming an addiction. It's bad. It's still reacting. We went down to a smaller time frame to look at exactly like to go like a little bit into where like to kind of like pinpoint entry. If it breaks through this, it's dropping. If it breaks through this, it's gonna react. Come on, react, react, react. Consume the orders, please. Oh, we're not taking profit. Uh, actually, I already just still reacting to this level right here, though. Get one more move. Give me 1 second. It drops to 131. I would like to see it drop to 131.60. Let's go back to my chart. Bell. One 32.53. These are all potential orders. Price needs to drop in these those. One 32.40 is 132.40. All right. That's 132.48. This is for 132.78. The reason why I would have elected to take the sell there, or 132.76, I think it's one of those. Um, See that this is an exhaustion gap on the other candles, like this right here. So if that's an exhaustion gap, we have our M pattern. This story that's playing out right here is doing nothing more than creating a bigger pattern. If we can get a drop all the way back down to this level to meet these orders down here, or actually even here. 132.78 and 132.76. Yeah, the area with reverse off resistance. If we can get price to get down here, it's really good. And that money, well, if it breaks this level, this is the next known level of resistance. Well, that will previous support, and then here, if this is the level the price is at, when it's like this is the first time it's revisiting. So let's say to ourselves, okay, okay, let's think of this. So let's think for a second, right? If price started moving here, right? Like price started to go the opposite direction here. Like it finally committed, people committed to the price form we want to hear. The exchange starts happening. Do you see the increase of this? Think about it. It went from 0% traced, came back down to 23% retracement. The market is increasing. The demand is increasing. Demand is increasing. It has gone from 23% to 30, at least 38.2. 38.2, the market is holding, held about 61.8, 78.6, 100%, right? So let's think about this for a second. If you get an increase in price, like you get 38% increase, right? Wouldn't it push it a little bit higher up above 100%? Because this would be like somewhere, if this is 161.8, so 161.8, this is like maybe, what percent is this? out. $61.8 increase. So that's right on the 161.8. The sell is that's what the sell is happening at. I mean, just look right here. This says 61.8. The sell happened directly on 61.8. All I did was take the distance between the 100%, because you see that this is over 100%. This is the 100% line. Price went above this. Because you got to keep in mind, price increased, like the demand increased from here to here. So now we're not going down here no more. It's stacked up. So if you had a bunch of blocks, this is your new, and you're stacking price as the price is building. That's your new, whatever that new level is. That's your support. So as we see in the price increase from 0% to above 38. Well, now that's going to push a little bit further up into the supply, right? And once that happens, like I said, we get a reaction between that space where we had the support drawn, 161.8, and you have a sell happening at 61.8% in between the 161.8 of the original Fibonacci you drew, from the 100 to that. You drew another Fibonacci in between the 100 and the 161.8. So let me remove this drawing. So this is the original Fibonacci, right? All I did was put on the 100%. I added another Fibonacci tracement. I drew it to the one. You see this 161 right here? That line, the 161.8. I drew a line straight, so I drew the Fibonacci like right on it. And then when I did that, we got price. Even if you flip this at 38.2, if we flip it the other way, it's at 61.8. Let's do that. There you go. You see, we had the reaction right here on a 61.8. So you basically would have had a perfect entry. The entry would have been here. This is new students, too much stuff right now. So, page 8. Go back to it. Well, I mean, it'll give you an idea of what's taking place. I mean, you're looking at you got divergence. You look, we saw a sell. You see an M pattern. You see price did rise, create an M pattern after it did a couple of stops, uh, retracements in price. So I mean, we're looking to we're basically anticipating the breakout. So in here we see that we got a signal for pending sell. Can everybody see this? That's your M pattern here. Price break. Then she double top. Who's still up? Who has questions? And Mark, if you look at this, right, um, like this is where I'm anticipating we're at right now. We had the price rise from demand, had the retracement, and then move back up into this area. Now it's a bunch of retracement, and then price moves into this exhaustion gap where it creates the end, breaks resistance or breaks support, retraces back up into try to find support to get back in this area, but there's resistance, so it's a cutoff. And then price drops. So if that is what happens, then if this is our W pattern right here, right? We got a W right here. Got the break above W, get the retracement back into the zone, and then the breakout, right? So if we have the breakout, then this is our demand area right here, right? So if this is our demand area right here, price rises up and hits long candle, broken level resistance, and broken level support, rather. Where we taking a fell. So now if we look here, this is the price is currently visiting. We get a little reaction here, and then we get another reaction, and another reaction. So if we know that if price is moving, and then all of a sudden it gets to a point where it starts retracing back and forth in a similar area, and then it creates support and breaks the support level, then it tries to go back up into that zone. We have our exhaustion gap here. Here we got an M. So this is what I'm looking at. Going back to this, what I'm looking at, anticipating or breakout. Great. So, okay, so right now I'm looking at the divergence. Hmm, 2 all right. Shit. So 165 there. Yeah. Asking Christ rising. Oh, definitely go to drop this long. Oh, this long. Drop here first, and then trace back up here, and then drop. Oh man, outline, not good. Dude, oh my god. Slow method. Let me check this. But before I do that, okay, so this is the divergence I was speaking of. It's here, indicators here, price higher, indicator lower. See the cross, the price of it dropping, and the cross, the split, and the divergence, the blue and yellow line. So that's where our divergence took place. Bearish. So, do you guys understand, like, just based off of what I showed you from those two currency pairs, do you guys understand how to cross-reference between both charts? All right, cool. I know it's more y'all on here. The thing I like about this is if we get anything that resembles a hammer, a green hammer, right now we will be up like if you guys took the trade at 176, you'd be up 12 pips, right? If it did start to create a wick, right, what we can do, we can exit the trade by taking profit. And where the hammer is, we can have a potential sell there to give it a chance to move back and give us a lot of opportunity to catch a sell or off the wick. Right now, the only thing I'm watching is the marketplace and the bid and the ask. There it is. Guys, nice and opinion. Yeah, yeah, so quiet. Alright, guys, this recording, this thing is coming to an end. It's reaching the max recording. So I'm gonna end it here. It's about 5 hours. So Not 5 hours, like 3 hours. Well, so I gotta clear out the space from the other one. So I gotta load this one up. Once this one is done, you guys can have this. Let's check those trades from other currencies we took as well. I don't know what they were, but we looked at like two of them. So I'm gonna do it. You guys have the invitation. It's gonna come a little bit faster. I figured out how to export the uh, the video footage faster. So I'm gonna get that done, and I'm gonna post something in there for risk management. I'm gonna create a video for you guys. So look out for that. All right, guys. So we're gonna close it down, and we're gonna monitor these, and I'll start to go for the week. All right, guys.